Police deployed to Dube hostel following riots, and Malema's corruption case will continue today. I'm Dewo Changela with this news update. Police have been deployed to Dube hostel in Soweto, where occupants have embarked on a violent protest to demand that electricity be restored in their hostel. Earlier, police used tear gas to disperse the protesters. Some of the protesters say they have been without a continued supply of electricity for days. Dube is one of the 8 hostels in Soweto that require upgrading. The others are Jabulani, Mzimhlope, Difateng, Mapetla, Dobsonville, Meadowlands, and Nansfield. 3 others are either already being reconstructed or work is soon to begin on improvements. These are Diepkloof, Alexandra, and City Deep. The hostels were recently hit by violent demonstrations. The money laundering and racketeering case against expelled ANC Youth League President Julius Malema will continue in the Polokwane Magistrate Court this morning. The state brought an application for postponement yesterday after it failed to announce a High Court trial date as expected. The defense is, however, opposing the application. The SABC's Jabulani Baroi reports.
Magistrate Mohammed Sheikh will give the state and the defense team 1 hour each to wrap up their arguments on the state's application. The court is expected to make a decision later in the afternoon. Meanwhile, Malema said the charges against him are politically motivated. He accused NPA of furthering conspiracy by President Jacob Zuma. The charges against Malema and his 5 co-accused relate to a 52 million rand tender awarded by the Roads and Transport Department to On Point Engineering Company. Malema has shares in the company through the Ratanang Family Trust. For SABC News, I'm Jabulani Baroi.
The Marikana Commission of Inquiry will continue this morning in Centurion, south of Pretoria. Yesterday, the police's plan to prevent striking linemen mine workers from entering the Nkaneng formal settlement in Marikana, the Northwest, last year was criticized. Northwest Deputy Police Commissioner William Mbembe was grilled by evidence leader Mbuyiseli Madlanga. Madlanga then accused Mbembe of being inconsistent when asked on the police's protection of the Nkaneng settlement. And finally, the follow-up to the first Spud film in 2010 hits local screens countrywide today. The sequel is called Spud. The madness continues and again features the British legendary actor John Cleese and former South African teenage star Troye Sivan, who now resides in Australia. The author of the popular 4-book series about life at a private school, John van der Reyt, says the Spud 2 is a lot more funny and light-hearted than the first.
I think Spud fans really enjoyed the first book, but I think it was also a more powerful, a serious movie than they were expecting. And I think this movie slides in, I think, where they're expecting it. It's crazy 8, it's shenanigans, the boys having a full go. So I think there's a lot more comedy, and I think that's the direction I'm certainly trying to push it to. As the series goes, it gets more and more comic as we go. But very, very, very chuffed.